So here we are, third episode of the Collide Pod, where worlds collide.
Third episode already?
Yes.
Dude, I feel like you guys just started this podcast.
I know,
Isn't that crazy?
This is awesome.
But we've got Austin, DealerPlateGuy. We're just going all in, and so bringing the best of the best out. And so the purpose of this, Austin, I don't know if you've heard this, but we want to, we get to see you online. We get to see all the stuff you do. You're in fixed operations, which is, I love it as a GM that grew up in variable. It's you do all the stuff that I'm still learning about. But our goal today is to let our followers know, your followers know, who is Austin? Like, where'd you grow up? What was it like in school? That's kind of the goal here for this podcast. And Sheridan, I'm sure, has got some questions. And
she's always got the questions.
Be ready.
Yes, she's always,
I didn't even know your name was Austin.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I only knew you as DealerPlateGuy. That's what it is in my phone. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So Austin, tell us a little bit, like, where'd you grow up? Where are you from? Where'd you go to school? Let's start there.
Yeah, I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri. Okay. So if you didn't know, there's a Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. There's a state line road that divides the two. So you're going north on the road, you're in Kansas. South on the road, you're in Missouri.
So I've got to...
Very wild.
I learned this. So I took my GM training at NCM in Kansas City, but we drove like a block over. And they're like, no, you're in Missouri. And I'm like, no, I thought we were in Kansas. So I just recently, 2-3 years ago, learned this.
Yeah, which side has better barbecue?
Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah, so one of my high school buddies, Slaps Barbecue is his restaurant.
Oh, yes, I've been there.
Have you really?
Yes, that's serious.
My buddy Joe Pierce, I played high school golf with him.
Really?
He's been a friend of mine forever. I went to a small Christian school growing up from like kindergarten to 12th grade. So,
by the way, he did have the best barbecue. I've been to all of them around there.
It's good.
That was the spot.
He was on some TV shows and won some TV shows, and then he opened this little restaurant, and the fame from the TV show, a bunch of people came out, and he had like his family working with him, and it's a cool story.
Yeah, great food.
So you could get us in with no reservation.
Oh, for sure.
Good.
Yeah.
But no discount though.
Okay.
You need to pay full price.
I didn't ask that.
So that's the
don't
rule.
worry about that.
That's the rule.
Yeah.
So the rule is when you do business with your friend, you need to pay full price unless it's less. But other than that, all friends, you pay full price for their products because you want them to be successful. You want discounts on the people you don't know because they don't matter.
Which, by the way, do I send you the invoice for the podcast or you?
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Okay. Not me.
No discount.
So Kansas City, Missouri. My parents still live there. I haven't been back for a while. It's been a couple years. I've had some kids. I moved out to Indiana, and the rest is history.
So were you cheering for the Hoosiers or Purdue?
No.
So none?
The town that I live in and work in is Purdue University.
Okay.
Purdue and IU hate each other.
Yeah, they do.
However, I got to say, I'm not a super loyal Purdue fan just because I live in the town. I go to a bunch of games. I was cheering for IU. It's cool to see him. The coach had an awesome story, the quarterback.
Amazing story.
Always love seeing teams, that have 1,000 people in the stands one year, and then the next year they win the national championship. How often does that happen?
Yeah.
2 hours from your house.
It's awesome.
That was pretty cool. But don't air that part.
As we're no, I love it. As we're filming the podcast in Las Vegas, which is my favorite team, the quarterback we're going to get. He's going to be right here. Yeah, Mendoza's going to be right here. We got the first round pick. The Raiders did get something right first pick in the draft.
Well, you had Aiden O'Connell, the Purdue guy.
Yeah.
Good role player.
The good news is Indiana's going to help fix all that.
Our auto group did an NIL deal with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Small school, you played every sport. I was not necessarily tall enough to play basketball, but I played basketball. I was in the pep band. I played soccer, but I really fell in love with the game of golf. So I had a lady that my mom worked with said, man, your son needs a caddy at the country club. Caddying's a great job. He can do it on the weekends, make a little extra money. So I go to the caddy school. They train you how to do it. And I started there when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
You got free golf on Mondays.
Oh, cool.
So I would caddy on Saturdays, get $30, and then I would play free golf on Mondays. My grandma would drop me off at the course. And it was super nice country club. Like the CEO of Sprint, was a member there. And just like anybody who's anybody in that area is is a member at that country club. So, you know, I didn't know it at the time, these people that, you know, I was like caddying for and cleaning their golf clubs and doing all that. But so to my junior, senior year in high school, I really focused on golf and, you know, ended up getting a golf scholarship, which is how I made my way out to Indiana.
Oh, wow.
I played for a school called Indiana Wesleyan, NAIA, so not, you know, not Division I or anything. But, you know, we were like top 10 in the country a couple years, went to the national tournament,
Nice.
you know, had a lot of fun. So golf was my competitive outlet. That's what I would say what I was good at of all the things.
Oh, wow. Nice. So went to school, grew up in Kansas City, Missouri, went to school did we get into college yet? I don't know if we got into college yet.
Yes.
Just
college
we just skipped
athlete.
on to college.
Just skip to there. So you were a golfer, and what would you say is that trait from golfing? How did you become where you are right now? Because I know a few golfers, and they're very meticulous with what they do. You have to be patient, and you have to, you know, be able to make tiny little details to get to, you know, place the ball. I don't know the right terminology, but you know what I'm saying. So like now you being where you are today, you're the director for the whole auto group, right? For fixed ops.
Yeah. 6 stores. So I'm a fixed ops director. Yep.
Okay. So how would you say that being as meticulous and that has gotten you to where you are today? Because you don't just get there overnight, right? So
there's a journey to get there though, right? Because I'm sure you started. Share the journey before you get to that, because there's definitely a journey to get to where you are.
Yeah, like for golf, like I said, I started caddying at the country club. Thought, well, I get free golf here on Mondays. I mean, it's like the most exclusive country club in the area, and initiation fees are 6 figures and all this stuff.
Wow.
So I'm going to play there. And it was Mondays after like 1 p.m. and you had to sign in and do all that. You only had to walk and all that stuff.
Yeah, but it's free.
Yeah, so that, you know, that turned into my dad bought a set of clubs. He took up golf, and, you know, we would play a lot and played on the high school team. They would drop me off at the course and I would just play 36 holes, practice. But yeah, I would say the game of golf, you know, it's very tough.
Yeah.
You never perfect it, but you're always like chasing that perfection. And I always explain it this way. So in college golf, the way the scoring works, you take your 4 best scores out of 5, and that's your team score. So at the end of a tournament, you would have 898 strokes for your team. Well, the second place team would have 899. So you think about that margin of error.
Yeah.
1 stroke over 3 rounds with 4 guys, you know, is what separates it. And so there's a lot of pressure on it.
Yeah,
you know, and there's a lot of just, you have to focus in the moment and take care of the task at hand. But I think that's helped me in my career, and I think even in making content too.
Yeah.
Where I can be very hard on myself, just in terms of like, I know where I'm making mistakes, I know where I need to improve, I know where I need to practice, and just being very perceptive and aware of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so golf's been great. I wish I could play a little bit more, but I've had too many kids to play golf now.
That was going to be my next question, is you still play?
I play a little bit. So my son is, he'll be turning 8 this year. So he's starting to get out there and starting a lot younger than I did. But that's going to be my excuse to like get back on the course.
So do you want your son to play golf? Like, do you want him to kind of do the same path that you did? Or are you just like, whatever you want to do?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just want him to have fun and hang out with me, really. You know, whatever his passion and talent is, like, we'll naturally find that. Just kind of expose him to different things, whether it's soccer, piano, basketball, whatever it is. You know, whatever he falls in love with, I'll fall in love with that with him. And I just want him to have fun. I don't want him to push to like my dream of being on the PGA Tour or whatever that was. If it's very rare that it's probably not going to happen.
My wife's father was a PGA golfer, he was pro, and he passed away at a very young age, and was actually a car guy. Was a dealer. That's how he got into golf. So it's fun. Back then, you would get a lot of like golfers, professional, getting into the car business, and like you know, through like a sponsorship type deal, and that's how he became a dealer. So it's crazy. I mean,
car business not great for your golf game because you know you're working Saturdays a lot of times, which is a lot of guys who play golf.
Yes,
but,
for sure.
We make it work.
So how'd you get in the car business then? So golfing, doing all that. Like, how'd that end up?
Yeah, so it all ties in. So I went to play golf at Indiana Wesleyan, and Trey Rohrman was on my team, and he was Bob Rohrman's grandson. Yeah, so I graduated. I moved back to Kansas City, worked for a couple years at an accounting firm, and you know Trey every year is like, come sell cars for me, come sell cars for me, come sell cars for me. Well, interesting thing happened where my golf coach was going to retire. He called me and said, "Hey, do you want to coach the team? I want to put your name in the hat." Sure, why not? Not thinking it would happen. So that's what got me back out to Indiana. I coached the team for a couple years.
Wow.
And then Trey finally, because I was in the area now, he said, "Come sell cars for me." And so that was a year into our marriage. And I was like, "Hey, babe, I'm going to take this job offer. It's $400 a week draw, and I'm going to go sell cars for Trey."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Sure, why not? Let's do it."
That's awesome. So that's the beauty of, like, I love this about our podcast is we don't know this. I mean, I didn't know this story. I doubt a lot of your followers do. So this is awesome. Yeah.
I shouldn't reveal the pay plan that recruited me, but that $400 a week draw was good back then.
That's huge, man.
That was
I think that's really good now too. I think, yeah, it's.
Luckily, I never had to pay that back. Luckily, I never had to pay the draw
that's
back.
always good.
So you said that your old golf coach wanted you to become a coach. So that means that you have those coaching qualities. So how was your coach? Did you end up coaching you said you coached for a year. So
yeah, I coached for like 2.5 years.
Oh, 2.5. So
2.5
how
years,
was that? Would you say, was that fun for you or was it
Man,
not?
it was interesting. I think it kind of prepared me for parenting because it's
Okay.
like you really can't control what other people do. Like we practice and drill and rehearse and do all that stuff, but then like they're out there playing and I'm just watching. I have no control over what actually happens. But yeah, we were lucky enough. I had a player that went to the national tournament 2 years in a row.
Amazing.
We went as a team, made the cut, played on the final day. So I had some success as a coach as well. And again, it's just more, surrounding yourself with a good team, which, professionally is what I try to do now too.
Yeah.
Like, my job now gets really easy when I surround myself with good people.
That seems to be a common theme. Surrounding yourself with good people will help you get further along because not one person can get anywhere. You need to have people that are supporting you. So
Yeah.
If
there's
you,
a book that says where there's two or more together or something along
like
those
that.
lines. I don't know.
I've heard, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So I just realized we're sitting amongst a unicorn here because you said
Sheridan?
Yeah, no, yeah, I know, right? No, you said so. You started off in sales, selling cars.
Yeah.
But you're currently in fixed ops. I don't know. I can't think of many people in my 28 years of experience that has done sales and then went to gosh, I don't know if I can think of one.
I'll take it one step further.
Yeah.
I am the only person in the history of the car business who has gone to bed a finance manager and woke up a service manager.
That's
Wow.
that's just crazy to me.
Saturday night, I went to bed a finance manager. Monday morning, I was the service manager.
Voluntarily.
Yes.
That's what you want to do. Wow.
Yeah.
So
was finance
share
too
that
boring for
story.
you?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
I mean,
get that 'cause
finance.
I'll go before you and Sheridan asked, was finance boring? It's for me, finance was extremely boring. I did not enjoy it. As a salesperson, and you know this, Austin, you get 45 minutes and however long you're with them to build rapport, to get to know them. In finance, they already are like guards up. You've got really a very short period of time to build rapport, and then you're on to the next situation like that. I didn't enjoy it. So share with
Which
me
is
how
why,
this happened.
the average tenure of a finance guy at a dealership, I don't know what that number is, but it's not very long. Yeah. I mean, this is the ultimate individual contributor role. They are typically, I hate to make this blanket statement, but like typically more of a selfish personality, typically more like a hard closer mentality. Now there are some processes at dealers that are much better and lend themselves to a better experience, but historically that's what that role is. So
also the most influential person at the dealership from a customer standpoint.
Yeah.
Because the customer wants to meet the money guy. You can say I'm the sales manager and like, yeah, but what's my interest? I want to talk to the banker. That's what they think, right? So
so I just had a passion for leadership and building teams. Like I was never going to get that in the finance office, right? And so I'm lucky enough to work, with an auto group that is very flexible. I mean, innovative is one of our core values, and I would say innovative in moving somebody from finance to a service manager is very innovative.
Sure.
And I have multiple examples of that, of moving people from a technician, to a parts manager or whatever it is, different positions. I would say it was just that like passion for leadership that I had, and I was never going to be a finance guy long term. No, I loved special finance deals.
So okay.
I loved it. So I would have a
was my
spreadsheet.
favorite.
You know, back in the day, we had 5 stores in the area, and I had a spreadsheet of all the used cars.
Yeah.
I knew the book values and everything. So I knew what I could get someone approved on. You know, hey, go get that car from the Subaru lot, bring it over here, we'll get them approved on it. Boom. Submit their credit one time on one car, got approved. You know, they're happy. I loved that part of finance.
Was it the sense of being able to help someone out that really need? Because that's what I enjoyed.
That and just problem solving.
Yes.
Like I have a customer in front of me. The salesman wants to sell a car. We obviously want to put them in a car because they can get to and from work and their job and see their family. I was like, I have to figure this out.
Yep.
And I'm going to think outside the box, and I'm going to have my formula that attacks that.
Sure. Yeah. And special finance is a hard position, but I think it's, at least to me, it's very rewarding. So yeah. So then. Overnight, you're a finance manager. You go to be a service advisor.
Service manager.
So you didn't even write service.
No.
Wow. That's crazy.
You must have been a good leader.
Well, I need to hear, share this, because I'm telling you, the struggle I have as a current general manager is I'm a variable guy. Mm-hmm. I hop in the GM seat, and all of a sudden I need to understand ELR. I need to understand, and I'm like, I don't, and I'm like Chat GPT, and I'm going to, you go to GM school, and they do teach you a ton, but it's like drinking through a fire hose. Mm-hmm. But when you sit in the seat, it's a whole different, but I think a lot of GMs walk in, take that role, and I already know. I know. No, you don't. There's no way, unless you did it. So share with me, what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, I think, my background growing up working at country clubs and understanding customer service, not only customer service, but also like the employee experience as well.
Yes.
And that's at the core of it. That's what service is.
Yeah.
We sell them a car, and then we're going to service it 5 or 6 times before they buy their next one. And so, profit. Yeah, sure. We're going to make our profit. We're going to have our margins, but that's because of the experience that we give that customer, right? Because we're greeting them promptly when they come in the drive. And so some of these things that are not so much on the financial statement, these were the areas that I really focused on right away. And, I've written my share of tickets. It's really not that hard. You greet the customer, have a great experience, and then the technician's going to recommend some things, and you offer it. It's just like a finance menu.
Yeah.
You offer it 100% of the time. Don't make a decision for the customer. And if they ask you, no, I don't really want to do that. Okay. Are there any ones on here that maybe interested you, or I could tell you more about them just in case next time you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It really is, at the end of the day, it is very simple, and it's all about taking care of the customer.
It's funny you say that it's not on the financial statement. One of the sayings that I have is, because we talk, culture is a big deal for me. I'm a big culture guy, right? And culture, there's an expense of culture. There really is. Yeah. It's not on the financial statement. And I say that all the time. There's not a line on the financial statement about culture. And so it's so important. And it's on.
You think about service too, like somebody just buys a new car, they go home, and they have 3,000 miles on it, and they have a check engine light come on, or something dumb happens. They bring it back to the service. What does the service advisor do? I'm going to have to prep you for the diagnostic fee. And now the customer's like, whoa, wait a second. I mean, it's a new car. I shouldn't have to pay for anything, right? I mean, it's like the source of a lot of the skits.
Sure.
But, and that part is like, hey, I understand you just bought the car from us. We want to take care of you. Let's just get it back and take care of it. Like, so what if we eat an hour of diag? Or if something comes up where the customer hit something or there was rodent damage, let's just explain it to the customer at that time. We don't have to create this wall between us and the customer. And that's where a lot of service advisors fail. That's where a lot of service departments fail, is they just immediately put up this wall of profit, I call it.
Yes.
It's like, well, we got to charge for that. Well, we can't do that for free. Oh, we can't, it's like they're wanting to write an RO up to fill tires up with air.
Well, no, what's funny? So you can go to any Big O tire or any of the, and if you get run over and nailed, they're going to plug your tire for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we had a customer send in a Google review upset because we wouldn't plug their tire. And I'm like, well, we charge, the technician's going to do we charge? And I go, guys, put some common sense behind this. They're going to drive down to any other place that they didn't buy their car from.
Yeah.
And they're going to plug their tire. Yep. And we're going to say, I think sometimes we forget about common sense.
But your service manager's pay plan is set up.
Yes.
The tech has to get paid. That money has to go somewhere. It's going to go to your policy account or the coupon account, which is going to negatively affect the service manager.
Sure.
He doesn't care about the customer experience.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about them coming back, right? And so these are some of the habits, like what we're trying to build and what we're trying to grow. And we're not perfect. Like, the thing that I hate is people in this business that talk about something that I know is not happening at their shop.
Well,
right?
yeah.
It doesn't happen every time.
Nuts. Yes.
It doesn't happen every time, but like that's what we're striving to do is treat every customer like we want them to come back.
So we have the $100 rule at our store. Any advisor can make a decision on $100 or under. You don't have to ask anyone. Just
I'm gonna have to remember that.
take care of
Yeah,
it.
that's a good
Take
one.
my card
No,
over.
but and I'll tell you, here's what's interesting about this rule. When we implemented it, our expenses to policy dropped, which is crazy to me. They were like, oh my gosh, now I've got this thing that I can do, but I don't want to take advantage. Once you give it to them, they don't want to take advantage of it. You would think that they would.
Yeah.
And so the filling up, that came from the plug in the tire deal. I'm like, guys, we
Yeah.
got to take care of our people.
take care of them.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's great.
I always tell like advisors or managers, like, I would rather you come to me and say, hey, this customer's upset. Here's what I did to fix it. Did I do that right?
Sure.
I love those conversations. Like, hey, I went ahead and comped them a set of wheels because we couldn't find their winter tires that were in the basement and it was $1,200. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that's what we should do. Like,
It's
that's the
common
right
sense.
thing.
Yes, the right
And they'll
thing.
come back because you gave them a good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So you worked on the variable side. You're on fixed ops now. Would you ever become a general manager? Is that something you would like to do?
It's horrible.
I don't know.
He went, "Wah."
I don't know. Maybe in the right scenario, maybe. Yeah, I would say in the right scenario, maybe, for sure.
You're definitely set up. I think having the exposure to both sides is so important. And I will tell anyone that wants to become a general manager, just because you went to NADA school or NCM or whatever program you're going to, that is this much of what is in like what's reality. Once you're in the chair and you're learning, it's a whole different world. So for anyone that's wanting to, and I think you have a great opportunity for anyone that's wanting to go from variable or fixed into being a general manager, go get exposure. I think as dealerships, as retailers, that's where we're failing. Like ourselves, we're not saying, hey, finance manager or finance director, why don't you go be a parts manager? Or, hey, sales manager, or parts manager, why don't you go be a sales manager? Like, we don't do that in our industry, and we don't really promote that. And I think the smart dealers, it sounds like you're at one, that's their practice. So.
Yeah, cross training is so important. So I had a technician one time who was complaining about the advisors, and I'm like, all right, dude, come up on a Saturday and write tickets then. He goes, well, when am I going to get paid? I'm like, oh, 8 hours. I don't care. I'll pay you. Come up, write it. Dude, totally changed the shop. Because he came up there and he wrote tickets, and then he went back to the shop the next day. He's like, guys, this is why they ask us to do this. I experienced it. I didn't have any notes. I didn't have this. You didn't finish the MPI. I had to come back to you and do this, this, and this. He's like, I get it now.
Yeah.
Right? And the whole perspective of the shop changed. So that cross-training is super important.
Yeah, so good. That's so awesome. So, okay, so got like a great picture of where you came from, the golf, at the dealership, you're doing fixed ops. Let's talk about one of my favorite things, is DealerPlateGuy. So how did this all come about? If I hear Russ Flips Whips one more time.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Russ.
Thank
it
God.
wasn't Russ.
Good. So how did this all come about? And I love Russ, by the way.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't be here right now, I actually wouldn't for him. So
Yeah.
love Russ.
No, so I met this guy named Russell Richardson online. And so Russell Richardson had a beef with this Toyota store that was in our group. And it was a weird thing where like he ended up coming out and he was wanting to start a training company. And so he trained while he was there. And I didn't do anything with it. But then, he and I hit it off. There was a big Plinko board sale. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Oh,
on
yes.
Twitter. It is, we could verify it with Guinness World Records, but it's like $12,000. So we'll just say it's unofficially a Guinness World Record for the world's tallest Plinko board.
Oh, wow.
And so Russ came out during that event. We hung out all day on live and shot confetti cannons in the showroom, whatever. So we kept talking. Well, then he was going to come to our Schaumburg Honda store, which is the world's largest Honda store by square footage, and was going to come to the grand opening. And so I thought, well, I probably need to post some videos. And so I ended up posting a couple videos, started DealerPlateGuy, so then I could do a video with him on the account. But I would say my first social media video that I ever did, though, I fired a service manager. I didn't have any candidates because we're in Lafayette, Indiana. There's not like Indianapolis is an hour away. It's a big city. There's a bunch of talent down there. I did a MTV Cribs video, and I posted it on LinkedIn, and I got 13 resumes from that video.
Oh, wow.
And that was like 2.5 years ago. The funny part about that video is I just hired a service manager off that video again because I have it pinned from my LinkedIn.
Oh, wow.
It's like 2 years old.
Smart.
Somebody texted me and they were like, hey, I'm going to be the manager at your Toyota store. And I was like, I don't really have a job opening. Where did you get
Where'd
my
you find
number
that?
too? And I realized, it's on my LinkedIn. So that's what I would say. I mean, Russ really pushed me to start posting on all the platforms and doing the TikTok and the Instagram and all that. But yeah, I would say the LinkedIn video was like my first social media post ever. And it's still out there if you want to see it. It's
Interesting.
terrible, You won't watch the whole thing, but you know, it's
Of all places, LinkedIn. Wow.
I just started posting on LinkedIn, by the way. So, yeah, and I wasn't posting on there. There's a tool that's coming out. It's called Marquee, My Marquee, and they were able to get me to, like, I could post on Instagram, TikTok, like all of them, and it's all at once.
wow.
And they were like, "Hey, what about your LinkedIn?" I'm like, I've got one. Let me reset my password because I
Might
can
as well.
remember. And I haven't even touched it. I haven't gotten. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's been doing it for like a month. Let me go check it out. Man, I've got all kinds of, like, just tons of messages and people wanting to work there. And
Yeah,
so LinkedIn definitely has benefits to it for sure.
No, it definitely does. You know, every time you post, a vendor will reach out to you. But you know, you can meet some good vendors too.
Hey,
Thank you.
I'm meeting
Thank
Kurt
you.
Warner because of LinkedIn, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I heard
that'll
he's going to
pretty
be here.
cool. Yeah, he's going to be here. So, so Dealer Plate Guy was born, posted videos. What has that experience been like? You know, I can tell you. I mean, I've got my story, but I mean, your story is while we're here. What does this look like? I mean, here we are, right? Without doing what Russ got us to do, we all wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
But what has that journey been like for you? Like, what are the benefits, ups and downs?
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, I always tell people I enjoy it, but if I stopped tomorrow, I feel like my life would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
You know, I have 4 kids. I have a 6-month-old daughter. And then I have 3 other kids, obviously. But, you know, I have a lot going on. I have a demanding role. We film 1 night a week now, so I've gotten into the habit of doing it. But, you know, there's times in my life where I'm just like, I just don't want to do this anymore, right?
Yeah.
And then all the trouble it causes sometimes, friction between work and different things. But you know, my auto group's been they've been super supportive of it the entire time, and
That's great.
And we've navigated some different things together, which has been good. Hired technicians off of it. Service managers, I mean, you name it, been some really good outcomes. So, yeah, I enjoy it. It's kind of something I'm stuck doing now, but I do enjoy it. You know, I get the messages from time to time. Somebody said, man, I was having a bad day. I watched one of your videos and I smiled. Thank you for that. Like that's what keeps me going.
Totally worth it. I had a message just recently. Matter of fact, last night, the guy was like, hey, I send my videos. I don't sell cars, but I send your videos to my son in Arizona. You don't realize, but you're helping out a new salesperson in Arizona. And I'm like, wow. I had no clue that stuff like that would happen. So being in fixed ops, Dealer Plate Guy, do you feel like your content helps the sales department? Are they selling cars? Do people come into... I was wondering that because you've hired people because you're in fixed ops.
I went to so we've redone all of our stores in the last year. The Indy Honda store got redone, and I go down there and he goes, "Hey, Dealer Plate Guy." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You're the reason I work for the group." And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
What do you do?"
Oh, wow.
He goes, "I'm a salesman. I used to work across the street, but I saw your videos and I said, oh, they're a cool auto group. I'm going to go apply over there." And they hired him. So I mean, some of the impact, I don't even realize it, right?
Yeah.
All the other people love to, give me a hard time about it, and I can't get you off my phone anymore. I'm like, that's how it's supposed to
Yeah.
be, right?
Yes.
Like, open Facebook, you're there. I open Instagram, you're
Yeah.
there. Open TikTok, you're there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the fixed ops content, there's not enough people doing it. Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a very underserved part of the dealer world, not only from a lot of tools and training, but yeah, definitely the social media content. Like, there's some technicians and mechanics out there that post some awesome stuff, right? And they have huge followings. But people in my position, I got to be one of the only fixed ops directors
I
that's
would
doing
say.
it, or even service managers. I've seen some other ones that have started to do it. But yeah, it'll be fun to see how the content continues to evolve.
Yeah.
Right now, the skits are easy for me because it is 1 night a week that I film. I have that down. So, trying to post some more videos. Russ is always trying to get me to post more videos.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll listen to him. Eventually I do start listening
Yeah.
to him, but I don't know what that looks like, but it's probably coming.
Well,
Yeah.
one of my service directors sends me your videos, and he was like, "Sheridan, can you come help me do this? Can you come help me do this?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" Because he wants to try to get out there, and because he wants his team to start doing it.
Yeah.
And so I just think that's so cool, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, little do you know, I'm about to film a podcast
Yeah.
with him." So that's
Yeah.
awesome that you're reaching not only service managers and service directors, but you're also helping out everyday customers too, learning about different things. So
Yeah, I met a customer. Somebody recognized me at my son's basketball game the other day.
that's so cool.
He's like, "Dude, your videos are so funny." I was like, "Oh, do you work at a dealership?" He goes, "No, I'm a Ford guy. I get my car serviced at Ford. He's like, dude, I hate it when this. He rattles off like 4 or 5 ideas. I'm like, hang on a second. I'm writing them all down. Literally every one of them went viral. Every single idea.
That's
So
awesome.
it was interesting. That was the first time because my content's not really for customers, I wouldn't say.
Right.
No.
And so it was the first time I'd really had a customer reach out to me and say, hey, your stuff is really funny, and like that's happened to me before.
Yeah.
And but it is interesting. The dealers reach out to me and they say, well, I didn't realize when you get tires that you get bounced around to the different departments, or when you get a key, the experience is like that. So they said, thank you for highlighting that. Like, we've sat down with our team and made sure that we have, the menu pricing, and we know we can provide a better customer experience. So those are some of the outcomes of when you highlight bad things.
Yeah.
Good things actually come out of it. Because
Totally.
you see it and you're like, oh, yeah. When I asked the customer to pull their car in, that looks kind of bad. Like, that felt bad in the video when I was the customer, and I was like, I got to pull it in myself. Oh, okay, yeah.
So and that stuff is so relatable. I mean, that video you were talking about inspired me to do one, but I did it on the opposite with the salesperson, where the salesperson's like, hey, I'll be right back, telling the customer. And they don't show the behind the scenes of the sales managers. You need to get a driver's license, and how come the insurance expired? And then finally it gets folder put back together and gets into the finance manager. And the finance manager's like, hey, we need to get the work address to you. And just all this back and forth. Yeah. And it finally gets back to the customer. It's like 10, 15 minutes later. And he's like, I thought you said you'd be right back. Yeah. But it showed everything that the salesperson was doing behind the scenes. So I think those videos, that content helps our buyers. It just helps everyone. Even helps other dealerships. Like, helps managers go, wow, we really need to tighten up a process. So
I finally did one where the customer comes in and says, sales promised me something when I bought the car, and they have no documentation. So
such a good video.
I just have not. I hadn't done one. I was like shocked that I hadn't done one. So I'm going to do a few of those. But that's something that happens all the time. And it highlights such a bad experience. Get it documented. It should be in our system. The burden of proof shouldn't be on the customer to do that.
Yeah. I'll give you this idea right now. When you do that video,
here we go.
Hey, I'm here to get my windows tinted, because you guys usually don't do it, right? You use an off-site company,
right.
And the salesperson, and it's all like, you're like,
salesperson's never there. They never have a loaner reserve.
Yeah,
always, every time.
Always a day off. Great video. So we'll save that for you.
Appreciate that.
That's a good
I won't
one.
bill you as much for the podcast.
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah.
It'll help you go viral.
Yeah.
Help you go viral, get some more followers.
Yep.
It's always good.
What advice, you said something earlier, and we struggle with it on the sales side, obviously, but what advice would you give someone? I've got a young man that watches all of our content, that watches all your stuff, and has even said, like, he's an Express advisor, young. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to hop in and do it, and he hasn't. And I'm not bugging him, but what advice would you give someone other than just do it? Because that's really the advice I've been giving. Like, just pick your phone up and film something. What advice would you give a young service advisor, technician, parts advisor? Why don't they do it?
Yeah, I mean, I got an advisor that's finally started to do it. Now, he did it on the sales side. And so we moved him from the sales side to being a service advisor. It's really what I would say is pick your audience. So let's say customer is an easy one. People get their car serviced once or twice a year. You see 10 customers a day getting their car serviced. So what are some of the known issues? What are some issues that people call in on? Like one we had right now, you wouldn't know about this, but the snow gets packed in your wheels and throws them off balance.
Ton of snow in Texas.
Right.
Yeah, we were
it was
shut down.
6 inches or so. We shut the roads down.
So we had about 10 to 12 inches of snow, and what'll happen is, like, specifically truck owners, they'll get snow packed on the inside of their wheels, and we don't get all that much snow, so it's not as common of an issue. But they'll be driving down the road and it starts to shake because the snow gets caked on one side of the wheel and it throws it off balance. So videos like that, like do a video on that. Hey, here's what the tire light means. Hey, if it's flashing, it means this. If it's solid, it means this.
Sure.
If they're all at the same pressure, probably just means that it's the temperature change. If one of them is much lower, stop, see if you have a nail in it. Like, that educational content for customers is a great way to start.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
What does the blinking light mean?
Blinking light means you have a bad sensor.
Okay, mine's doing that right now.
Oh, there you go. Your car's
you know.
probably 8 years old, 10 years old?
20.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. And I'm like,
She's probably on its second round of sensors.
I've told her, I'm like, you need to get a new car. She goes, no, I like this car.
I love my car.
Yeah.
It's a 2006 Lexus.
No, you don't need a new one.
GX470. People want that car.
Yeah. Well, Austin, I want to thank you not only just for doing this podcast with us, but you and Russ, all of you guys have been welcoming. You've been very open to just taking a phone call. We all don't know each other, and you have been just gracious. And I want to thank you personally, you know, even on the podcast and everything. And thanks for doing this with us. And hopefully we'll see more of you, right? Yep. So we'll be doing more episodes. And so I appreciate you. And hopefully our followers, your followers, hopefully they'll learn a little bit more about you. I feel like I did for sure.
Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah.
No, thank
Sorry
you.
about
It was
that.
fun.
Yeah, for sure. So be ready to watch us on our next episode. This is the 3rd episode. So keep following us. The Collide Pod or Worlds Collide will be on YouTube and all other platforms here shortly. And thanks so much, Austin. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.